The Zodiac Killer.
My friend from Mexico City. I'm going to tell you the story today about how Frank Morris wore this uniform to show it to me, and he used multiple tactics on different days to try and get me into that patio of his. Like, come on, I'll show you how to make the mask, I'll show you the uniform or whatever. And I wouldn't go in there with him. I knew it was something to it. He talked about this mask and everything, and he brought it up as something to do with wrestling masks and other masks. But what I want to tell you about today was how he actually pulled that off on me, to where he showed, I got to see the Zodiac Killer wearing this uniform, which he claims is the exact same uniform he wore up at Lake Berryessa. Now, in my book, I tell you that he had told me that there was something in the, a little story where he tried to make it really clear to me that he had, just decided one day that all of his woes was due to the person who was in charge, which was the warden of Alcatraz. And I couldn't figure out why he did that. But I had a subscriber tell me the other day that Lake Berryessa was the warden of Alcatraz' favorite place to go to take his little vacations. And evidently Frank knew about that, and that's what he was trying to tell me. The fact that the Lake Berryessa thing happened, the attacks happened, at Lake Berryessa, I don't think he planned that. It just was one of those things that in his head, everything came together and made him the bigger hero. That kind of explains why you read that in my book, where I tell you about, that he was angry with the warden because the warden was in charge. He also became angry with the president because the president was in charge. That was John Kennedy. Went down there with the Anglin Brothers. They all dress like women. I've got videos on that, and I pick them out and show you which ones they are. And down there on Dealey Plaza, and he was going to put a gun inside of a camera, and he was going to shoot the president with it. But he decided not to put the gun. He said he left it in the hotel room. And he went on down there and, played filming and whatever. He was the babushka lady, my understanding. Some things don't fit, but that's what he told me. But anyway, let me get on with with how he showed me this uniform. I'm going to try and piece it together for you using my clinic here, which makes it a little more difficult. I really need to have the building in Mexico so that we can film it properly. But if you can get it in your mind that that doorway is the doorway into his little tiny bedroom, and this doorway, which is not going to make a lot of sense, okay, but there's the doorway that comes in from the outside. Long concrete wall here covers the whole block. And I was standing out here, and he told me to stand here where I could look in that doorway. And he stood there and he said, "Now I'm going to go put this uniform on. I want you to see it, okay? I want you to tell me what you think of it." He was really all excited about it. I mean, I guess it was getting him all turned on, thinking he was going to get me. And plus he had the Anglins already in place for this. And he told me to go back this way where I couldn't see so that he could get ready. So I went like this. And then he goes, "Okay, I'm ready. Come on over." Now, when I stepped over to where I could see, this is what I saw in the doorway. Exactly. We're in that same uniform. And, he Frank could project his voice, okay? He could throw his voice, so he did that. And, at first he was real nice and calm, and then he goes, "Come on in here. I want you to see it." He would start getting angry, I guess, and building up his adrenaline for a murder. And, I cussed at him, and I said, because I knew he understood that, and I was pretty good at that anyway. I still am. But anyhow, I told him, I said, "I'm not coming in there. Get the monkey suit off, okay?" And he goes, "Come in here." And I said, I told him, I said, "Look, idiot." I didn't say idiot. I called him something else. The Halloween's over, okay? Take the damn mask off, and then I'll come in. "No, I want you to come in like this." And he's just standing there. He's not moving. This voice is coming out of this mask and everything, and I don't really know if it's him or not. And one thing else I wanted to tell you was that he had told me when he tried to con me into coming in there that, "I can show you how to make this mask. It's easy to make," on different occasions. Then one time he said, "Come on, I can show you how to make it out of a grocery bag. It's really easy. You just spray paint it black, or you can do the grocery bag without without the spray paint." Well, they had used a grocery bag without spray paint to trick or treat my house when I was a kid. That was scary. John Anglin wearing that thing in his blue eyes, looking out through there like he wanted to murder me, and Frank and Clarence standing behind him. But I told you another story before about my friend Junior. He was the one that invented the whole paper bag on the face thing, and he come over to scare me with it on Halloween one time. And these guys tried to sneak up on him. Well, Frank, when he was telling me about this, making it out of a paper bag, I told him down in Mexico City, he's telling me this, and I said, "Yeah, I have a friend that did that," and tried to scare me on Halloween. He goes, "Oh yeah, the guy that lived across the street from you?" And I go, "Yeah, you know about that?" "No, I don't know." I changed the subject, But the thing was, because he was there, he saw it. That's where he got the idea for that mask. Now, he'd already used a mask in the Moonlight Murders, Texarkana, but that mask was made from and I always forget it was made from a pillowcase. But anyway, then when he saw this grocery bag that Junior used, which all of us kids did that at Halloween, it wasn't a big deal. He made it a big deal worldwide. So anyhow, I'm standing there. Maybe I can go over and show you again. I'm standing there looking in to this, to his place, and you need to understand, there's the door going into his little tiny bedroom, and out here is a big patio that's like 20 by 20 or 30 by 30. It's a really big place, and they have some tables and chairs and different things, but not a lot of things, a lot of space in there. And this doorway has two doors, a locking metal door, and then bars, steel locking bars. And of course all of that's open. He's trying to get me to come in, and I'm standing here like this, and my expert peripheral vision that I have, I see someone coming from this way and someone coming from this way, and they're closing in on me. So they don't know that I got my eye on them. I'm gonna I'm ready to do whatever I have to do. I'm not afraid to fight. I see these guys, I know I can take them if I have to fight them, but it's pretty stupid. There's three of them, and they could have weapons, and I didn't have a weapon at the time. Well, yeah, I did. I always carried a pocket knife that I could pop open like a switchblade, and I almost used it on John Anglin 2 different times that I can remember, maybe more. But anyhow, they come up from behind me with outstretched arms. So there's an arm behind me over here and behind me over here, but they would stretch it out around the level of your back like that. So here's these two arms. So I just ducked down, went underneath the arm, stepped back like this, and I looked inside. And I looked inside and being smart ass, I see you later. I wasn't calling him Frank at the time, but I said, I'll see you later. He told me later his name was Frank. I'll tell you about that too. But because he did it in codes and clues. And I took off running to the house, and that was the end of the story. But that should give you some more things to help clear up some of the things that might not make sense in my book. Because when I wrote the book, the first thing I did, once I want to tell you this, the book was about D.B. Cooper. And I told you I found a link that connected D.B. Cooper to the Zodiac Killer. And this is the picture that popped up on the link. And when it did, my jaw hit the ground, my eyes popped out, and I'm like, that's the uniform he wore in Mexico City back in the 70s. Wow. And he stood in that doorway with that crosshairs and thing on it, and he drew me that crosshairs on a card and gave it to me, but the Border Patrol took it away from me. I can't tell you how I felt that day when I found that link and I realized that my friend in Mexico City was a Zodiac Killer. After that, a lot of things that he had said in clues all started coming together and became very fearful. I was like, I would leave my clinic and there's a freeway outside. I would look at the freeway and see if he wasn't up there with a rifle trying to get me or something crazy. But, fear is a strange thing. The fear of the unknown, you have to snap back to reality and say, okay, I know this. I can see it in front of me, okay? And if I got to fight, I got to fight. That's all it is to it. If I got to run, I got to run. And guess what? I know how to do both at the same time. Really keep somebody confused. But anyway, I went on. Now I had this book called Solved that was about D.B. Cooper, and now I had to throw it away, start all over again, and go with the Zodiac Killer. And when I did, I started just writing down everything I could remember that he said, because I figured it would jog my memory. And I have all these different things written down. It was like 300 pages of different things that I could remember that he said that stood out and stayed in my memory because of the way he would say things. And each one started connecting to the other one and to the other one into other things. And then subs, when I started doing my videos on YouTube, subs would talk to me about different things, and they would connect more of these things together, just like the gentleman that said something about the warden vacationing on Lake Berryessa. This was important to Frank, that he did these attacks on Lake Berryessa. And that attack is crazy that people can't figure out what happened there. I've told you that story. Maybe I'll tell you that story again, the whole Lake Berryessa thing over again. But I think I've got my point across today. I hope you all have a really good weekend, and let me know what you want to hear, and I'll tell you some more, because there's no end to it.